Alright folks, this video we are going to update the BIOS on this, if you can see it, Gigabyte A520i AC motherboard. So first thing you're going to go do is do a Google search for A520i. Let's back up a second. There you go. Grab the first link there. You don't have to put drivers in there. I was actually searching for drivers. But it'll take you to the same place. You saw I just clicked on BIOS. And there's a bunch of different ones in here first. Okay, so F3 proves memory compatibility. F10 got it ready for Ryzen 5000 CPUs, which eventually we'll see one of those in this. F12, see what it did. More stuff related to Ryzen 5. They had some issues with stability on the USB 2.0 ports. So I got to check that out on some other motherboards because I've had issues. More 5000, but that's a G series. So integrated graphics. F14e. And you see what it did. So none of these said that we had to do one before the other. Alright, that's one thing you want to double check. So that's why we read the description of every BIOS. I'm going to download the latest because it's cumulative. It'll give us everything that we need. It is downloaded. Now I could click on that, or I could go over to Windows Explorer. We'll do that. And this computer's pretty much got a new operating system. Okay, so it appears it is still downloading. MC, where is it? There's the BIOS. So you want to right click on this and extract all. So while this is going on, folks, hey, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Give it a big old fat like. We need that. Now, that leads us to the next thing. Thumb drive. We're going to put one of those in here. Alright. We've got cables in the way. Excuse the mess. This is how poor people set up their computers because we can't afford cases. Maybe that's not true. I have a ton of cases over there. But a lot faster to do it this way. Alright, so we're going to copy this over as soon as it recognizes it. Assuming it recognizes it. We may have to install another driver, folks. Oh, there it is. Just as I was going to pause it. Alright, let's paste this in here. Now realistically, your BIOS only needs that file in there. There are the other aspects, the other ways you can flash this. We're going to do it through the BIOS, okay? So, we've done that. Now we're going to restart. And one of the reasons I'm doing this, just, you know, it's always a good thing. Before I honestly get too into this CPU build, I want to make sure everything's good. So I'm going to hit delete. Hopefully I caught it right. We don't have to go all the way back around. Looks like I missed it, folks. Dang it. Oh, shortcut, restart. That's what happens when you're talking sometimes. Get old, can't multitask. Alright, come on, restart. Now I'm just going to go ahead and keep clicking on that delete key until it pops up. Hey, there I am. And boom, we should be in here. Okay, so it notices two drives in here. Of course, one of the drives it doesn't see. But that's not what we're here for, folks. We are here for QFlash. Update BIOS. Alright. Oh, hey. You want to see what the current BIOS is? F10. Dang. I have had this a while. This has been with me through Africa. I don't think it made, Hawaii didn't make it to Africa with me. But, alright, so we're going to go ahead and click on this. And lo and behold, folks, it gets confusing, all these folders. That's why honestly, when you're going to do this, you should just have one folder that has nothing on it, okay? Except for the file, or the folder that contains the file. So there it is. There's our folder. There's our file. Boom. Then we're going to click over here. Boom. Are you sure you want to update BIOS? Alright, so this is where I have to let you know that things could go wrong, right? What are some of the things that could go wrong? You could brick your motherboard. It could never come out of this. You'll never see this BIOS again. It may never boot up, blah, 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 right? Other more simple things that could happen is the way you had your boot set up, it's going to screw that up, right? It's almost like it resets stuff on you. So we're not going to cover that in this video, but you will have to figure out how to get your drives to boot possibly, alright? There is that potential that it will not boot up properly. So, I know how to fix that if it happens to me. If it happens to you, hey, good luck to you. Now, but on a serious note, hopefully you'll get through that. It's pretty easy Google search to figure that one out. Now, the other aspect is if you've got bad weather, hurricane, avalanche, snowstorm, what else? Tornadoes, earthquakes, riots, whatever, you know. You might not want to do this, right? If there's any threat the electrical system could go out, you might not want to update your BIOS, okay? So, that said, things are looking good here, even though it's super cold outside. It is not snowing, it's not raining, there's no thunder. The winds are a little higher than I'd like, but I think we're going to be okay. So, we'll go ahead and click on yes. And a lot of times, you know, I like to do these kind of videos with screensaver hooked into another computer here, but you know, in this case we're just going to go with it with the cell phone. Alright, press start, and now BIOS update. So at this point, folks, back away from the computer completely, alright? So this is going to take a little while. So if you haven't slammed on that subscribe button yet, I sure would appreciate it. It's expensive to run these channels, and the more subscribers I have, the better. The more free shit people send me, you know, the more views you get with more subscribers. It's amazing, folks. So if you'd help me out, I'd appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna pause this a moment and hope that I unpause it before it gets to 100%. Well, while it's going, folks, hey, one thing that's kind of cool here, never call this out in my videos, but you see the update BIOS file that it's hitting up. You see the current one and then the update. So that was like 13 months later. A lot of stuff has happened in the computer world since then. So while that's going on, you know, good reason obviously for me to update those BIOS. I was telling you about a 5th gen or 5000 series AMD CPU that may end up in this. I've got the Ryzen 7 5800X on its way. Now most likely that will end up in a much better motherboard like a B550, but you never know. Always a better idea to try and update that thing when you got the CPUs that these things are familiar with already, right? That the BIOS is set up to run the 3000 series. So even though the 3600 XT that's in here did come out towards the end, obviously, of the 3000 series, it's you know, still going to be a lot more familiar to this thing than the 5000. Alright, so it is starting to load up. There is a good chance that your computer will boot up a few times, alright? Don't be surprised, and voila. There it is, folks. We're in. Alright, hey, thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.